Hello guys, welcome to another UPCRATE unboxing video. Let's see what's in this box. It's UPCRATE 45 and I hope that the box, or rather the pencils that I think I can hear inside, survived that it fell out of my car. So I hope the leads aren't broken, but let's see. There are definitely pencils inside, and these are colored pencils, I would say, by Lyra. One in gold ochre and one in dark sepia. And we have a small brush in size 0 and gouache in white. I think this one was in an UPCRATE box before. And we have some watercolors here in ultramarine dark, indigo, cadmium yellow, and oh my god, how is it pronounced? I think it's quinacridone red. So that's a very neat box. White gouache, watercolors, and 2 color pencils. I like that. Especially because we have the primaries here plus white, so that's very good. Then we have the bottle post. This magazine cover has absolutely nothing to do with the theme of this box. So let's see what the theme of the box is. Circular village. So the text basically says that it only has to do with a circle, it doesn't have to be a village, which is good because it gives me a lot of freedom. So yeah, let's see what kind of paper we have here. We have 1, 2, 3 sheets of watercolor paper or mixed media paper. It's very heavy. And last but not least, an art print, which is super cute. Look at these little houses. And some circular stickers. That's really cute. And there is a little typo again, which is funny after my last video where I complained about all the typos. It seems like this year is the year of watercolors at UPCRATE, because this is like the 3rd box in a row. Well, not in a row, there was the one with the oil pastels in between, but the 3rd box that features watercolors in some way. We had the watercolor sheets, the watercolor travel set, and now we have watercolor tubes. So I like that, but I don't know what about you. So let's test all the materials. I will not use the paper for swatches, however. Like always, I will just use my regular watercolor paper because I don't like wasting a perfect sheet of watercolor paper just for the purpose of swatching. So let's see how the materials perform. Let's have a look at the pencils first. We have the gold ochre. So I would say this is a rather hard pencil. It does not have a waxy texture. It feels, I don't know, I think it might be oil-based. Let me check. I don't know, the bottle post doesn't say what they're made of, but this pencil feels nice. So let's have a look at the other one. This is dark sepia. It looks almost black. I mean, you can still clearly see that it's meant to be brown, but it's so dark that it could also qualify as some kind of black. As expected, blending is a little hard since the colors are so different. One is very dark and the other one rather light. Not the perfect colors for blending, but they still look very good. Now let's have a look at the watercolors. I think I will start with yellow. That should be enough. Then we have red and ultramarine. And last but not least, indigo. And let's add some white too. This is definitely too small to color in big areas. That would take forever. So maybe it's more of a line work kind of brush. We will see. So that's a very pretty cadmium yellow. So next up is ultramarine. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, and I accidentally mixed in some red here. It's rather turning purple now, but whatever. And now indigo, which is one of my favorite watercolor colors. You know what I mean. Yes, this one's pretty. So all the colors seem very, very well pigmented. Let's see what it looks like if we mix them. The colors are all really pretty and vibrant, and since we have the primaries here, there's basically no limit to the possible color choices. So again, I'm very excited to paint, even though I have no idea yet, but I'm sure that I can come up with a circular idea. As you can see, I actually went for drawing a little village and did not think of anything else that's circular. For the sketch, I used a photo of a Scandinavian fishing village as inspiration, especially for the little houses, and I changed up the scene quite a bit by adding some more elements like the lighthouse and the wind turbine, as well as the exaggerated cartoony waves in the front. As I expected, it was a little tedious to cover larger areas with this small brush, but it was not too bad since the areas weren't that huge after all. However, the brush is actually great for details, no matter if you're using pure watercolors or mixed with gouache. And speaking of the paints, I loved all of them. They were very well pigmented and super vibrant, and I can't think of any criticism here. Since we've got different kinds of watercolors with UPCRATE lately, I'm trying to figure out which kind I like best, but I'm very indecisive here as always because they all have their pros and cons. Palettes seem to be nicer when you're on the go, but it's easier to get more vibrant colors when using paint from tubes because you don't have to activate the paints first, and so on and so forth. I could probably film a whole video about this, so if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. And also let me know what your favorite kind of watercolors is, like palettes, tubes or pencils. I feel like most people prefer watercolor palettes, but maybe that's just my selective perception. The pencils that were included felt really well quality-wise. I used them to draw in some little details, which I find so much easier than using a brush. I think I forgot to mention which kind of paper this is, and it's watercolor paper by Artspaze. 300 GSM, and I think it was included before in some boxes, and as always, it handles the water and paints pretty well, so cannot complain there. So overall, I'm 100% happy with this box, and I'm happy with my painting too. The only thing I'm worrying is if the next box will also include watercolors, maybe watercolor pencils next time? We will see. Stay tuned for the next box. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye guys!